Have you ever wondered why German cars feel different? Why, even after decades, they continue to inspire admiration and fascination around the world? It's not just metal and wheels. It's history, precision, and relentless innovation rolled into every curve, every engine, every detail. German cars are more than transportation. They are machines that tell stories. Stories of invention, daring engineers, and breakthroughs that changed the automotive world forever. From the first Benz automobiles in the late 19th century to today's electric and AI-driven vehicles, German cars have continually set the standard. They define what it means to combine performance, reliability, and design in perfect harmony.
In this documentary, we will explore the origins of German automobiles and early innovators, iconic models that shaped the world of cars, German cars in motorsport and racing legacy, their cultural impact and global influence, modern technology, electrification, and the future of German engineering. So sit back, relax, and let the story of German cars take you on a journey through history, innovation, and culture. This is not just a story about cars. It's a story about engineering excellence, timeless design, and legacy. German automotive history didn't begin with fame or reputation. It began with curiosity, experimentation, and a quiet determination to solve problems that most people had never even thought about. To understand why German cars became legendary, we have to go back to the late 1800s, to a time when the idea of a car was almost science fiction. Before Germany was known for engineering excellence, it was known for talented inventors, people who weren't afraid to fail. People who built strange machines in their workshops, often with no money, no support, and no guarantee that anyone would care. Two names shaped everything that came after: Carl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler. Carl Benz wasn't chasing fame. He was chasing efficiency, stability, and reliability. He wanted a machine that anyone could use. A machine that didn't depend on horses, weather, or luck. Gottlieb Daimler, on the other hand, believed in compact, high-speed engines. He wanted power. He wanted performance. He wanted machines that were fast, efficient, and built with precision. The philosophies of these two men would merge decades later, creating one of the most iconic automotive brands the world has ever known. But in the beginning, they were just two engineers trying to turn impossible ideas into physical reality.
It's easy to assume that Germany became a world leader in engineering because they wanted to. But the truth is deeper. Germany had a unique combination of culture, mindset, and environment. German engineering didn't come from luxury. It came from practicality. From industries that demanded accuracy, watchmaking, metallurgy, machine tools. This obsession with precision naturally flowed into automobile production. Germany valued craftsmanship. Young people learned trades from masters. Skills were passed down carefully, slowly, patiently. The result? A workforce that cared about quality on a personal level. German inventors weren't trying to build toys for the rich. They wanted machines that made life easier, more efficient, more predictable. A philosophy that would remain at the core of German cars for over a century. In 1885, Carl Benz created what many historians consider the first true automobile. It wasn't beautiful, it wasn't fast, but it worked. His three-wheeled Motorwagen used a single-cylinder engine and could reach about 16 kilometers per hour. Slow by modern standards, revolutionary for its time. But German engineering wasn't about flashiness. It was about function. If something worked once, the goal was to make it work better, always better. Daimler took a different path. He built a four-wheeled vehicle with a more advanced, high-revving engine. He believed the future of transportation wasn't just mobility, it was performance. These two visions would collide, combine, and grow into a national identity. German cars must be well-built, practical, and engineered with purpose.
When German cars first appeared, reactions were mixed. Some people were fascinated, others were confused. Many laughed. They said the machines were too loud, too strange, too unreliable. Why replace a horse with a complicated engine that required fuel, tools, and understanding? But slowly, the world noticed something. The German prototypes didn't just run, they kept running, day after day. Less maintenance, more consistency, better fuel use. This reliability shocked engineers around the world, especially in France, the United Kingdom, and later the United States. The seeds of German automotive reputation had been planted. As early German cars improved, countries began paying attention. International exhibitions showcased the machines. Engineers and businessmen traveled to Germany to see how they were built. And when Germany introduced stricter standards, better materials, and more efficient engines, the message became clear. They were building not just cars, but a future. By the early 1900s, Germany had transitioned from the strange inventor of Europe to a new powerhouse of mechanical innovation. The world was watching and learning. What separated German cars from early American cars or early French cars? It was the mindset behind them. Germany wasn't trying to mass-produce vehicles as quickly and cheaply as possible. They wanted engineering excellence, longevity, durability. Every bolt had a reason. Every part had a purpose. And this philosophy became the foundation of legendary brands that still dominate the automotive world today. German engineering didn't become legendary overnight. It took decades of struggle, reinvention, and competition. But during the early 20th century, everything began to change. Germany wasn't just building cars anymore, it was perfecting them. As the 1900s unfolded, automobiles spread across Europe like wildfire. France led in style, Britain led in luxury. America was preparing to lead in mass production. But Germany aimed for something different. They focused on engineering discipline, the deep, almost obsessive desire to craft machines that could outlast their owners. This approach became the backbone of German automotive culture, and by the 1920s, the world was starting to recognize it. Several brands began shaping the landscape, companies that would eventually become global icons. Mercedes-Benz. Born from the merger of Daimler and Benz, this brand combined the visions of two pioneers. Quality, reliability, and engineering perfection were no longer goals. They were requirements. BMW. Originally building aircraft engines, BMW entered the automotive world with precision machining and lightweight engineering experience. Their philosophy? Make machines that feel alive. Machines that interact with the driver. Audi. From the mind of August Horch, Audi brought innovation, experimentation, and advanced design. They viewed cars not just as mechanical tools, but as engineering statements.
Volkswagen. Created to bring affordable mobility to the masses, Volkswagen followed a simple idea. Build a car that anyone can drive. Build a car that rarely breaks. The result? The Beetle, one of the most famous vehicles ever made. These companies didn't compete only with each other. They pushed each other forward, forcing innovation at a pace the rest of the world struggled to follow.
Engineering culture, the secret weapon.
What made German cars better? Why did they last longer? Why did they feel more refined? The answer lies in a combination of cultural values. The first rule was engineering before marketing. German companies didn't care about flashy advertisements. They cared about tolerances, materials, and mechanisms. A car wasn't released because it was new. It was released because it was ready. The second rule was testing beyond necessity. If a part was designed to last 10 years, German engineers tested it for 20. If a component was meant to survive heat, they baked it until it cracked, and then redesigned it. The third rule was zero compromise on materials. Good steel, good alloys, good machining, no shortcuts. These standards weren't optional, they were tradition. A tradition that separated German cars from the rest of the world.
The Nürburgring, where legends are born. There is a place in Germany where manufacturers test their machines to the absolute limit. A place known as the Green Hell. The Nürburgring. This track is long, narrow, unpredictable, and brutally demanding. It exposes weaknesses instantly and rewards only the strongest designs. Every German manufacturer used, and still uses, this circuit to test braking, handling, suspension geometry, weight balance, and engine durability. A car that survives the Nürburgring is a car that can survive anywhere. This obsession with real-world testing became one of the main reasons German cars earned their legendary reputation for stability, performance, and reliability. Crafting an automotive identity. By the mid-20th century, Germany had something no other country possessed: a complete automotive ecosystem. Engineers, factories, testing facilities, road networks built for high-speed travel, including the famous Autobahn. Here, cars weren't just transportation. They were mechanical partners. They were works of precision. They were symbols of national pride. And the world noticed. German cars enter America. When German vehicles arrived in the United States after World War II, reactions were mixed. American cars were huge, loud, and powerful. German cars were smaller, tighter, and engineered with discipline. But slowly, the American public fell in love. Volkswagen Beetle, affordable, reliable, funny-looking, but almost unbreakable. Americans loved it because it just worked. Mercedes-Benz, the symbol of quality. A Mercedes wasn't a car, it was a statement. A message that the owner valued engineering over luxury fluff. BMW, the ultimate driver's machine. Light, responsive, perfectly balanced. BMW didn't sell prestige. They sold experience. Audi, innovative, modern, and unique. With technologies like Quattro all-wheel drive, Audi began shaping the future of performance. Germany didn't conquer America with marketing. It conquered America with reliability, endurance, and driving pleasure. What made German cars so different?
The first thing was engineering depth. Every part was designed with purpose. Every component was tested until failure. Nothing was left to chance. Second thing was driving feeling. German cars weren't appliances. They didn't just move. They communicated. They responded. They felt alive. Third thing, long-term reliability. Not perfect, not flawless, but engineered to endure, to stay stable at high speed, to handle long distances, to last. This combination created a reputation so strong that even today, people associate German engineering with quality, precision, and performance.
The legendary era takes shape. By the late 20th century, German automakers weren't just participating in the global market, they were defining it. Luxury? Mercedes-Benz set the standard. Performance? BMW shaped the modern sports sedan. Technology? Audi led the movement into advanced digital systems. Affordability and reliability? Volkswagen remained a global leader. Germany had become the world's automotive benchmark, and every competitor knew it. The story of German automotive excellence cannot exist without one of the country's most iconic creations, the Autobahn. More than a highway system, more than concrete and asphalt, the Autobahn became a symbol of engineering freedom, a place where machines could breathe, where engines could stretch their legs, and where German automotive philosophy reached its purest form. The birth of a high-speed network. The first sections of the Autobahn were built in the 1920s and 1930s. While other countries created roads simply to connect cities, Germany designed highways to test the limits of engineering. Long, straight sections, gentle curves, high-quality surfaces, wide lanes. It wasn't just infrastructure. It was an engineering playground. German automakers used these roads to test stability, fuel efficiency, and high-speed durability. Drivers used them to travel faster and smoother than anywhere else in Europe. Slowly, the Autobahn became part of German identity. No speed limit, myth, and reality. Many people believe the entire Autobahn has no speed limit, but that's not true. Only specific sections allow unrestricted driving. Other areas have limits for safety, construction, or environmental reasons. Still, the idea of a public road with no speed limit became legendary around the world. Why? Because it represents trust. Trust in drivers, trust in engineering, trust in machines built to be stable even at very high speeds. This trust shaped the way German cars were designed.
How the Autobahn influenced car design. German manufacturers built their vehicles with the Autobahn in mind. Cars needed to be stable at 180 kilometers per hour, 200 kilometers per hour, even 250 kilometers per hour. This created a list of engineering principles that became standard across German brands. 1. High-speed stability. Suspension geometry tuned for stability at speed. Aero designed to push the car into the ground. Smooth underbodies. 2. Strong braking systems. Brake fade was unacceptable. Rotors had to stay cool. Pedal feel needed to remain consistent. 3. Precise steering. Drivers needed confidence, even during lane changes at 150 plus kilometers per hour. 4. Engine endurance. Motors had to withstand long periods of sustained high RPM. 5. Rigid chassis. The car couldn't flex or become unstable at high speed. These principles shaped German automotive DNA. Even their economy cars, Golfs, A-classes, A3s, were built for stability and endurance. No other country integrated high-speed capability into every price segment. This made German cars stand out globally. The human connection to the Autobahn. To Germans, the Autobahn is more than a road. It is freedom, but disciplined freedom. There is no chaos, no recklessness. Drivers respect the left lane. They signal. They maintain distance. They understand that high-speed travel demands responsibility. This culture of discipline shaped the way Germans saw their cars. Not toys, not symbols, but precise instruments. The Autobahn reinforced that philosophy for generations. A global symbol of precision. Across the world, the Autobahn became a marketing tool, but also a real engineering benchmark. Automakers from Japan and America tested their cars there to prove their capabilities. Reviewers filmed their high-speed runs. Enthusiasts dreamed of one day driving flat out on unrestricted stretches. The Autobahn was no longer just a German system. It became a global icon. Its existence helped cement the idea that German cars were engineered differently, not just for commuting, but for excellence, for stability, for control, for endurance. The legacy lives on. Today, the Autobahn remains one of the few places on Earth where a driver can legally experience high-speed engineering in its purest form. And because of it, German car makers continue to design vehicles capable of precision and stability at speeds most roads will never allow. The Autobahn shaped the past, it shapes the present, and it continues to influence every German car that leaves the factory floor.
After World War II, Germany faced devastation. Cities were destroyed, factories were gone, infrastructure was in ruins. Most nations would have needed generations to recover. But Germany rebuilt itself using two things: discipline and engineering. And nowhere was this more visible than in the automotive industry. Rising from the rubble. In the late 1940s, German automakers had almost nothing left. Machines were damaged, supplies were scarce, workforce was exhausted. But something deeper survived: the culture of precision, the pride in craftsmanship, the obsession with engineering. This would become the foundation of Germany's comeback: Volkswagen and the people's car. At the center of the recovery stood the Volkswagen Beetle. Simple, durable, cheap to maintain, able to run even on poor quality fuel. The Beetle symbolized hope, a car that anybody could own, anybody could fix, and anybody could trust. It wasn't powerful or flashy, it wasn't luxurious, but it was reliable. And that mattered more than anything. By the 1950s, the Beetle transitioned from a local necessity to a global icon. It became the first German car to truly conquer the world. Mercedes-Benz, engineering luxury after crisis. While Volkswagen focused on mobility for the masses, Mercedes-Benz focused on rebuilding prestige. They didn't just want to survive, they wanted to redefine luxury through engineering perfection. In the 1950s, Mercedes introduced sedans and coupes that were far ahead of their time. Fuel-injected engines, advanced safety features, unmatched build quality. Their cars were symbols of confidence, not opulence, not "look at me,"
but trust me. Mercedes built the image of German engineering better than any advertisement ever could. BMW, reinvention through sportiness. BMW had one of the hardest recoveries. Their factories were destroyed. Their aircraft engine production was banned. They were forced to rebuild from zero. Instead of giving up, BMW reinvented itself. They created small, lightweight, sporty cars that felt fun to drive. Not the strongest, not the biggest, but the most engaging. The philosophy was simple. A car should be more than transportation. It should be an experience. This idea became BMW's identity for decades to come. Audi, innovation against the odds. Audi's recovery was slow and difficult. Factories were heavily damaged. The brand struggled financially. But Audi didn't disappear. They reorganized, rebuilt, and focused on engineering innovation, front-wheel drive, lightweight engines, and eventually quattro all-wheel drive, one of the biggest technological revolutions in automotive history. Audi didn't rise fast, but when they did, they changed everything. The economic miracle and its automotive impact. By the 1960s, Germany experienced the Wirtschaftswunder, the economic miracle. Factories were modernized. Workers were highly trained. Exports exploded. And German cars became the face of this new era. Mercedes represented prestige. BMW represented sportiness. Volkswagen represented reliability. Audi represented innovation. Together, they formed the golden foundation of German automotive identity.
By the 1970s and 1980s, German automakers were no longer just rebuilding, they were innovating. The post-war recovery had given them stability, experience, and a workforce trained in precision. Now it was time to lead the world in automotive technology. Engineering beyond function. German engineers didn't stop at making cars reliable. They wanted them to be intelligent. They began introducing innovations that would become standard across the globe. Safety innovations. Mercedes-Benz led the way with the invention of the crumple zone. They realized that cars must protect people as well as transport them. Seatbelts, reinforced structures, and later airbags, all designed to reduce harm in accidents. Fuel efficiency and emissions. With the oil crises of the 1970s, efficiency became critical. BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen worked on lighter materials, better aerodynamics, and engine management systems that allowed cars to perform without wasting fuel. Electronics and automation. German cars were among the first to integrate electronic fuel injection, anti-lock braking systems, and early traction control. These were revolutionary technologies at the time, and they set German cars apart from competitors. Precision meets performance. Performance wasn't just for luxury or racing cars. It became part of the German DNA. BMW's philosophy of the ultimate driving machine highlighted handling, steering precision, and a connection between driver and vehicle. Audi introduced quattro all-wheel drive, which transformed control and safety in all conditions. Suddenly, high performance could be enjoyed in everyday driving, not just on racetracks. Even Volkswagen applied precision engineering to mass-market cars, proving that reliability and careful design didn't need to be exclusive to luxury brands. The role of racing. Racing was not just sport, it was a testing ground. Every German manufacturer used competitions to push boundaries and refine technology. Mercedes in endurance racing tested reliability. BMW in touring cars refined handling and balance. Audi in rally racing perfected all-wheel drive and engine performance. Technologies developed on racetracks soon found their way into consumer vehicles. This synergy between competition and production accelerated innovation like nowhere else. Global recognition. By the late 1980s and 1990s, the world clearly recognized the German advantage. Luxury, performance, reliability, and technology. These were no longer separate qualities. German cars offered all of them. Countries like the United States, Japan, and the United Kingdom looked to German cars as benchmarks. Driving a Mercedes, BMW, Audi, or Volkswagen became a statement. It said, "I value quality, precision, and engineering excellence." Why German technology endures. What made German automotive innovation different from the rest of the world? It wasn't luck. It wasn't marketing. It was methodical, disciplined, and visionary engineering. They asked, how long will this engine last? How safely can people travel? How efficiently can the car perform? Every problem had a solution. Every solution had proof. Every car left the factory tested, refined, and precise. Building a legacy. By now, German cars had created more than a reputation. They had created a culture. A culture that prized engineering over appearance, performance over flash, and reliability over shortcuts. This legacy continues today. Every German car that rolls off the production line carries decades of knowledge, research, and meticulous craftsmanship. And that is why the world still trusts German cars.
By the late 20th century, German cars were no longer just a European phenomenon. They were becoming a global standard for quality, performance, and innovation. Their reputation crossed oceans, reaching America, Asia, and beyond. Entering the United States. When German cars first appeared in the U.S., reactions were mixed. Americans were used to large, comfortable cars that emphasized power over precision. German cars were smaller, stiffer, and engineered with a focus on handling, performance, and reliability. The Volkswagen Beetle was the first real success. Its quirky design, durability, and affordability captured the American imagination. It was unlike anything on the roads of Detroit, and Americans loved it. Soon, Mercedes-Benz entered the market, bringing luxury and technology. With advanced engineering, smooth rides, and a reputation for reliability, Mercedes quickly became a symbol of prestige. BMW followed, emphasizing driving pleasure and performance. Audi introduced Quattro all-wheel drive, showing Americans that German cars were not just reliable, they were technologically superior. Reception and adaptation. Initially, some critics doubted German cars could succeed in the U.S. market. They were smaller, more expensive, and felt different. But slowly, American consumers realized the value. German cars lasted longer. They required less maintenance. They offered a driving experience unlike any domestic vehicle. By the 1980s, owning a German car became a statement. It said you appreciated quality, technology, and precision. And global demand exploded. Asia and emerging markets. German automakers didn't just focus on Europe and the U.S. They expanded into Asia, including Japan, China, and South Korea. Here, German cars represented status and modernity. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi became symbols of wealth, success, and refined taste.
Volkswagen targeted affordability while maintaining engineering integrity. German technology and reliability made these cars highly respected in markets where reliability mattered most. Global manufacturing and localization. As demand grew, German automakers invested in local production and partnerships. Factories in the US, China, and Mexico produced cars with the same engineering standards as in Germany. This allowed brands to maintain high quality while meeting global demand. German cars were no longer European exports. They were global ambassadors of engineering. Engineering philosophy across borders. No matter where German cars were sold, the core philosophy remained unchanged. Reliability over hype. Precision over compromise. Performance balanced with durability. Even in markets far from Germany, the cars carried the same DNA that had been developed over decades. This global presence solidified Germany's reputation as the leader in automotive engineering. Cultural impact. German cars also influenced car culture worldwide. They introduced enthusiasts to the idea that cars could be precise machines, not just status symbols. They showed that engineering mattered as much as luxury or speed. Car shows, racing events, and automotive magazines highlighted German vehicles as benchmarks. They became aspirational vehicles, symbols of achievement, taste, and technical sophistication. Legacy of globalization. By the end of the 20th century, German cars had become a global icon. They were not only admired, they were studied, copied, and respected worldwide. American, Japanese, and other foreign automakers learned from German standards, engineering rigor, precise manufacturing, and continuous innovation. German cars didn't just conquer roads, they conquered minds, setting a bar that few could match. As the 21st century arrived, German automakers faced a new challenge. The world was changing. Emissions regulations, fuel efficiency standards, and new technologies were reshaping the automotive landscape. Germany, however, approached this challenge with its familiar philosophy: precision, engineering excellence, and forward-thinking innovation. Advanced safety and electronics. German cars continued to lead in safety. Electronic stability control, adaptive cruise control, and advanced driver assistance systems became standard in many vehicles. Mercedes-Benz pioneered early adaptive safety systems, including sensors that anticipate collisions. BMW integrated intelligent braking and steering controls to improve driving dynamics without sacrificing control. Audi brought in advanced sensors and digital displays, making cars smarter, safer, and more connected. These innovations weren't flashy, they were purposeful. Each system was designed to protect drivers, passengers, and pedestrians while enhancing the driving experience. The push toward electrification. By the 2010s, electric vehicles, EVs, became a global priority. German automakers didn't simply follow the trend, they innovated. Volkswagen ID series, VW, invested heavily in modular electric platforms. The ID.3 and ID.4 demonstrated that affordable EVs could maintain German engineering quality and driving precision. BMW i-Series, BMW, introduced the i3 and i8, blending lightweight engineering with electric efficiency. Their focus was not only on zero emissions, but also on driving pleasure. Mercedes EQ line.
Mercedes entered the EV market with luxury and technology at the forefront. Long-range batteries, advanced electronics, and superior build quality ensured that their EVs lived up to the brand's legacy, sustainability, and innovation. German automakers also prioritized sustainability in production. Factories implemented renewable energy, efficient manufacturing processes, and advanced recycling methods. Materials science improved to reduce weight while increasing durability. This combination of tradition and innovation allowed Germany to remain competitive in a rapidly changing global market. Alongside pure EVs, hybrids became a major focus. BMW's plug-in hybrids combined electric motors with turbocharged gasoline engines. Volkswagen and Audi offered hybrids with impressive efficiency and performance. These vehicles maintained the performance and driving dynamics that German cars were known for, even while reducing emissions.
Germany also embraced the future of autonomous vehicles. Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Audi developed semi-autonomous driving systems. These vehicles could monitor traffic, assist with parking, and provide partial highway autonomy. Connectivity became another hallmark. Real-time navigation, driver assistance, and integrated smartphone systems allowed cars to interact with the environment. German cars weren't just vehicles anymore. They were intelligent machines designed to anticipate driver needs and enhance safety, maintaining legacy in a new era. Even with electrification and automation, German cars maintained their core principles: engineering precision, performance, reliability, and driving pleasure. This balance between tradition and innovation kept German brands at the top of global automotive engineering. No matter how the technology changed, the philosophy remained the same. German cars are built to endure, perform, and impress without compromise. Cultural significance in Germany. In Germany, cars are deeply intertwined with national pride. They represent engineering skill, precision, and innovation. Owning a German car isn't just about transportation, it's a statement. I value quality, reliability, and design. From daily commuters to luxury sedans, every car carries the heritage of over a century of meticulous engineering. The German driving experience. Driving a German car is more than moving from point A to B. It is an experience, a dialogue between machine and driver. BMW emphasizes the ultimate driving machine, focusing on connection, control, and responsiveness. Mercedes offers comfort, stability, and advanced technology, creating a serene driving environment. Audi integrates quattro all-wheel drive and innovation, ensuring confidence in every condition. This philosophy has influenced global driving standards and automotive expectations. Impact on lifestyle. German cars have shaped lifestyles worldwide. They inspire enthusiasts to value precision, driving skills, and vehicle maintenance. Car clubs, racing events, and meetups celebrate German engineering. Movies, media, and marketing campaigns often highlight German cars as symbols of success, reliability, and sophistication. Owning a German car is not just about mobility. It is about culture, identity, and belonging. Influence on global automotive design. German innovation has inspired automakers everywhere. Japanese and American companies adopted precision engineering standards, safety measures, and performance principles pioneered in Germany. High-performance vehicles, hybrid systems, and modern luxury sedans worldwide reflect German influence.
Even economy cars benefit from German standards of quality, reliability, and safety. German cars and technology trends. Today, German vehicles continue to set trends. Electrification and EV platforms. Semi-autonomous driving. Connectivity and smart features. Advanced safety and performance technologies. German automakers demonstrate that blending tradition with innovation ensures relevance in an ever-changing market. Why the world reveres German cars. The world admires German cars because of their consistency, reliability, and engineering heritage. They aren't just about luxury or speed. They are about discipline, attention to detail, and the pursuit of excellence. No matter the country or culture, German cars communicate one message clearly: engineering matters, performance matters, and precision endures. As we move further into the 21st century, German automakers face new challenges and opportunities. Electrification, autonomous driving, AI integration, and sustainability are shaping the next era of automotive excellence. But one thing remains unchanged: German engineering philosophy. Precision, reliability, and innovation continue to guide every decision. Electrification and the next generation. Electric vehicles are no longer just experiments, they are mainstream. Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi have all embraced electrification while maintaining the driving dynamics and quality that define German cars. Battery technology has advanced, charging infrastructure is expanding, and range anxiety is decreasing. German engineers are pushing limits. High-capacity batteries with long lifespans, efficient energy management systems, lightweight materials to improve performance and efficiency. The result? EVs that aren't just clean, they are precise, enjoyable, and safe to drive. Autonomous driving and AI integration. Automation is becoming a reality. German automakers are developing systems that allow vehicles to navigate, anticipate hazards, and assist drivers in real time. AI integration ensures safer roads. Sensors, cameras, and advanced algorithms allow cars to understand their environment like never before. Even with automation, the human connection remains central. German cars are designed to let drivers take control when desired, balancing freedom and safety. Sustainability without compromise. Sustainability is now a priority in design and production. German factories utilize renewable energy. Recycling and reuse of materials is standard practice. Emissions are reduced, even in high-performance vehicles. German automakers prove that sustainability and performance can coexist. The same meticulous engineering that built cars to last also helps preserve the planet. Global influence continues. German cars remain influential worldwide. Every innovation, from EVs to autonomous systems, is watched and often adopted by other manufacturers. They continue to shape standards for performance, safety, and design globally. German engineering serves as a benchmark and inspiration for the next generation of vehicles. Despite technological revolutions, German cars retain their essence. Precision, driving enjoyment, and reliability are still at the heart of every model. Future cars may be electric, autonomous, or even AI-driven. But the commitment to excellence, the culture of engineering, and the pursuit of perfection endure.
German automotive legends and iconic models. No history of German cars would be complete without exploring the legendary models that shaped the industry. These are the cars that defined eras, set standards, and captured imaginations worldwide. Mercedes-Benz S-Class, the pinnacle of luxury. The S-Class has been the benchmark for luxury and technology for decades. It introduced innovations before others even thought of them. From early features like ABS and airbags, to modern adaptive cruise control and semi-autonomous driving, Mercedes-Benz used the S-Class as a testing ground for new technologies. Owning an S-Class isn't just about comfort, it's about experiencing the cutting edge of automotive engineering. BMW 3 Series, the ultimate driving machine. BMW's 3 Series embodies the philosophy of driving enjoyment. Compact, precise, and engaging, it has been the standard for sporty sedans worldwide. Each generation improved on handling, engine performance, and driver connection. BMW proved that even everyday vehicles could deliver a thrilling experience. Audi Quattro, revolutionizing all-wheel drive. In the 1980s, Audi introduced Quattro, a full-time all-wheel drive system. It transformed rally racing and road driving alike. This innovation demonstrated German engineering's dual focus: performance, reliability under extreme conditions. Quattro became a hallmark of Audi's identity and a benchmark for competitors globally. Volkswagen Beetle, the people's car. The Beetle is perhaps the most iconic German car of all time. Simple, durable, and charming, it captured hearts worldwide. Its success in America showed that German engineering could appeal to all markets. It proved that longevity and reliability could be as influential as luxury or speed. Porsche 911, precision and performance. The Porsche 911 is a symbol of German precision and sports car excellence. From racetracks to mountain roads, it has delivered performance, handling, and design consistency for decades. It shows that German engineering can combine aesthetics, power, and balance in a single, unforgettable package. Legacy of iconic models. Each of these cars represents more than engineering. They reflect German culture, philosophy, and values. Innovation, durability, driving pleasure, and precision. These are not just features. They are tradition passed down through generations. Every time a new model is released, it carries the DNA of these legends. It continues the story of German cars and inspires the next generation of drivers and engineers. German cars in motorsport. Racing legacy. German cars are not just about roads. They are about racing, performance, and pushing the limits of engineering. From Formula One to touring cars, rallying to endurance races, German automakers have left an indelible mark on motorsport history. Mercedes-Benz, from silver arrows to modern F1. Mercedes-Benz has a rich racing history. In the 1930s, the Silver Arrows dominated Grand Prix racing, combining cutting-edge aerodynamics with powerful engines. After decades away from top-tier racing, Mercedes returned in Formula One, demonstrating precision engineering, efficiency, and dominance. Hybrid power units, advanced aerodynamics, and strategic excellence make Mercedes one of the most formidable teams in modern motorsport. BMW, touring cars, and driving passion. BMW's Motorsport legacy is centered on touring cars and sports car racing. The 3 Series and M3 models dominated tracks, showing that German engineering could blend performance and reliability in challenging conditions. BMW's racing philosophy emphasizes driver connection, balance, and endurance. Every innovation tested on the track improves their road cars, making the connection between racetrack and everyday driving very real. Audi, Rally Revolution, and Quattro. Audi revolutionized rally racing with Quattro all-wheel drive. This system allowed for incredible handling, traction, and speed on all surfaces. Audi's success in the World Rally Championship transformed perceptions of what German cars could do off-road. Quattro technology then migrated to consumer cars, demonstrating how racing innovations improve everyday driving safety and performance. Porsche, endurance and precision. Porsche is synonymous with endurance racing. The 911 and 917 models achieved legendary status in Le Mans and other endurance events. Racing taught Porsche engineers about aerodynamics, engine reliability, and weight distribution. These lessons translated into high-performance road cars that are equally capable on highways or winding roads. German cars are not just machines. They are part of a lifestyle, a culture, and a global community. From enthusiasts to casual owners, German vehicles influence how people live, drive, and connect around the world. Car clubs dedicated to BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and Porsche exist in nearly every country. These communities celebrate German engineering, organize events, and share knowledge about maintenance, modification, and driving experiences. Owners meet for weekend drives, track days, and exhibitions. These gatherings reinforce a sense of belonging and appreciation for the precision and quality that German cars represent. German cars are often the stars of international auto shows. From the Geneva Motor Show to the Frankfurt Auto Show, these vehicles showcase innovation, design, and technology. Car meets, classic car rallies, and motorsport events bring together generations of enthusiasts. They celebrate history, heritage, and the ongoing pursuit of excellence. Today, online platforms allow German car enthusiasts to connect worldwide. Forums, social media groups, and video channels share tips, reviews, and experiences. Owners exchange knowledge about tuning, maintenance, and driving techniques. This digital culture strengthens global appreciation for German engineering and fosters a new generation of enthusiasts. Whether commuting, traveling, or enjoying leisure drives, German cars enhance daily life. Their reliability reduces stress. Their performance makes driving enjoyable. Their design elevates surroundings. This integration into daily life ensures that German automotive culture remains relevant, meaningful, and admired globally. As we reach the end of our journey through the history of German cars, it becomes clear that these vehicles are reflections of culture, engineering mastery, and human ambition. Across continents, shape standards, expectations, and cultures. They teach that vehicles can be both reliable and exciting. They show that performance and safety can coexist. They prove that engineering excellence matters. Whether in the streets of Berlin, the highways of America, or the roads of Asia, German cars leave a lasting impression. As electric vehicles, autonomous systems, and AI integration advance, German automakers continue to lead.
They blend tradition with innovation, creating vehicles that are safe, efficient, enjoyable, and technologically advanced. The future of German cars is bright. They will continue to define automotive excellence and inspire generations to come. So, why German cars? They are history, culture, and engineering rolled into a single machine. They tell stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition. From humble beginnings to global influence, German cars have proven time and time again that true excellence is timeless. As you close your eyes, let the story of these vehicles remind you that precision, dedication, and vision can transform not only machines, but also the world around them. German cars, enduring, inspiring, and forever legendary.